as you can see, we're almost ready for assembly. I got this Mustang turbo in. Alright, let's do a quick overview on some things. I'm about to dress this short block up. So, first things first, we got this new rear main seal. Now, if you don't know about these rear main seals on these Ecoboosts, I guess a lot of people have issues with them. You got to use a tool to get this deal on properly, because the way that seal, it needs to stay facing that way. So once I pull this plastic part out, that seal is going to be basically flat. So this tool is going to go in just like this plastic thing, and it's going to hold that seal like that while I put it over the back of the crank to keep it sealed. So I guess that's an issue with these deals. I got this little PCV deal on. Gonna do the flywheel, water pump, oil pump. We'll see how far we get. This thing kind of just unraveled as I put it together. I ended up putting the oil pan, clutch, flywheel, oil pump, oil pickup. I didn't really expect to do it all right now, but one thing led to the next, and I had to do the rear main seal and whatever else. So just did it all at once. It's about ready to go in right now. Actually, I think it is ready to go in, and then I'll put the head and all that stuff on while it's in the truck because of clearance problems. That's the only reason I'm doing that. All right, I didn't film any of this because I just need to get this stuff done. I think last video I filmed was maybe me prepping the short block inside, and today I decided to give it a shot and just manhandle it and put it in myself, and as you can see, it's in. Now I just need to put everything on, water pump, timing stuff, head. So the turbo drain is it's a little bit different style, a little bit different placement, so we'll see how that works out. This downpipe's gonna need to be modified. Yeah. I don't remember if I mentioned it in any other video, but I got some ARP head studs for this deal. Might as well, while we're in here, go ahead and seal it up tight. See if I can't get this head on real quick. Another update. So last time I worked on this thing, I think I was putting these cams in. Don't remember if I filmed or not, but this cam cap, that bolt was the last one I was torquing. And these things don't take a whole lot of torque, but I was torquing that one, and then it torqued and torqued and then untorqued. Pulled the threads right out of it. Now the proper way to do this would be take the head off, drill that out, I got this little helicoil, or I don't know what this brand is, Easy Coil, whatever, little rethread kit. I've seen these things work pretty good, so hopefully it works out here. Like I said, best way to do this, take this head off, do it all, put it back on. I'm gonna try not to do that, but the problem is I can't really get a drill in here above that hole. So I'm gonna try to do it by hand. This might be the stupidest thing I've ever done, but I'm gonna try to do it with this. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna give that a shot and see if I can get this thing going, because this is just, it's just ridiculous. All these cam caps were torqued when I got this head. This is a refurbished head, so everything was torqued when I got it. I took it apart and then went to go torque them, because you have to take the cams out anyway, but went to go torque them and to pull the threads out of it. So it's just, it just happens. I've seen stuff, other people say that it's happened before on stuff they bought. It is what it is. Hopefully we can get it fixed and get it back together without taking this head off. All right, another quick update. So this is the high pressure fuel pump mounts on the back side of the head. The cam lobe hits that little piston, pumps it, and that's how you get your pressure. Well, I just ran into a problem that I read about before, a long time ago, and I forgot about it. But the cam cap mounting holes on the twin scroll heads are different then the top ones are different than these older style. So I went to go mount this up and realized that the top two mounting bolts were in a different location. So what does that mean? I think I can get a housing from the twin scroll head and use this pump, maybe, I think. So that's probably, I'm gonna go on eBay and see if I can get a housing off a newer engine, and hopefully put this stuff into that housing and then be on the road. But as of right now, I'm held up again. Trying to get this Ecoboost together. I'm running into some more problems. So I believe the last video I talked about the high pressure fuel pump housing mounting locations being different. Here I have a correct housing for the twin scroll head. As you can see, this bolt is offset a little bit higher, so that's your difference there. These bottom two I believe are the same. As you can see, the gasket's a little bit, there's just slight differences in this deal. So another issue now, this is from a 2013 Ford Escape. So this is the first year of the Ecoboost, I believe. And as you can see, they use this sits up in here, and the cam lobe rides on this, basically like a flat tappet deal, and this rides on the cam lobe. Well, in later years, they upgraded to this roller instead of just a flat tappet deal. So that's kind of interesting. Also, looking at the fuel pump, high pressure fuel pump mounting, if I use my pump and put it on here, there's two issues. My pump will be clocked wrong, and as you can see here, this one is a lot smaller diameter than this one. So what I'm gonna have to do is get a high pressure fuel pump for the twin scroll, from a twin scroll vehicle that had the twin scroll head. And with that, I guess the pump will be, the output will be in a different location, possibly. So on the from the pump to the fuel rail is a solid hard line because it's super high pressure. So you have to have that hard line. I have a hard line, but I don't know if it's going to match up when I get this different pump for this. It may or it may not. So then I might have to order a hard line also, which I might just do, because at this point I just keep buying stuff. So this is kind of turning into a pain in the ass. I didn't really expect all this. I think I talked about possibly using the cam cap from the old style head, but after doing some more research, it's not really a good idea to do that. It's a better idea to just use the proper cam cap that was line bored on the head itself when it was made. So if I use that cam cap, I have to use this housing, which means I have to get a new high pressure fuel pump and also have to get a hard line. So this is kind of getting ridiculous, but I wish I could just buy, I wish I had money to buy the upgraded fuel pump. I would just get that right now, but that's about $1,400, which is insane. I'm not going to pay that. So don't need it. I don't need to make all that power. Can't. Short block is stock. Good for $400. Kind of got everything mocked up here as far as this turbo goes. It's still not bolted in because I'm going to have to make some type of downpipe. My downpipe doesn't really even come close to it, and it has a different flange. The Mustang turbo has a 2-bolt flange. The Focus ST had that round V-band type deal. As far as piping, this shouldn't really be an issue. So if you look at how I had it before, because in the Focus ST the turbo outlet comes out at the bottom, so it was sitting right up against the frame rail, and this was smashed big time. So it was probably restricting quite a bit of flow. But this time the Mustang outlet is up top. So I'll just probably change this for a 45. I already have a 90 off there. Boom, that'll be done. Everything fit. I don't remember. I think so. For the Mustang turbo, you obviously need a Mustang oil feed, and then I think those are Mustang, but those shouldn't really matter. The coolant in and out for the turbo, and then the oil drain. Everything's different on this Mustang turbo versus the Focus ST. The Mustang turbo has O-rings on everything. So the oil feed is O-ring, the coolant line's O-ring, oil drain is O-ring. Everything's an O-ring style fitting instead of the Focus ST turbo, which was whatever it is, gaskets and stuff. I might upload this video, don't know, but need the high pressure fuel pump. I'm probably just gonna get the Ford one, which is 250 bucks, and then I'll have to wait on that to get this thing put together more. But for now, got a little turbo mock-up. I don't really know if this Mustang turbo deal is going to be worth it, because I've now bought a head for $700. I had to buy the matching twin scroll turbo. I had to buy the fuel pump. I had to buy all these lines, coolant in, coolant out, oil in, oil out. I had to change my downpipe. I had to change my intercooler piping. I had to swap my 3-lobe cam in from my old engine. So it's a lot of stuff. Obviously, this is a rear-wheel drive setup. People aren't going to go swap a Mustang turbo in their Focus ST because it's not going to fit. But for my setup, this kind of makes sense. These turbos make a little bit more power. They're a little bit bigger. But at the end of the day, I'm spending a whole lot of money just to get this thing to work. Now, if I would have used a single port head, I would have had to use a single port style block also, but I would have been up and running with all my old stuff. My old turbo, everything would have just plugged back in and went. But I was scared of those old castings, because I've seen a lot of Focus ST engines, not a lot, but I've seen like 2 or 3 in the last few months on Facebook Marketplace, engines out of Focus STs that say head cracked, leaking oil, whatever. So that's leading me to believe that those single port head castings are just junk. I hope these twin scroll ones are better, but that was the reason I went with this twin scroll head over the single port, because I just didn't want to have to do this again. So hopefully this solves the head cracking, or this is the solution to the head cracking issue. Obviously, bigger turbo, make a little bit more power, but this is a pain in the ass. I got to do a bunch of little stuff, all these little lines. Some of them are like 20 bucks, some of them are 50 bucks. Downpipe flange was 30 bucks, and I had to weld the downpipe. The high pressure fuel pump housing, the housing alone with the little roller tappet deal, whatever you call that, that was $100. A fuel pump is $250. What else do I have to buy for this thing? I mean, just even the gasket. Turbo didn't come with anything. Turbo just came by itself. It didn't come with any hardware. No gaskets. This gasket's 30 bucks for the exhaust manifold gasket. I also have to worry about this deal, which I have the line for this, but I don't even know what this is. It's some type of coolant something. It's supposed to go back into the, what do they call it? The degas bottle is what these newer vehicles have. They don't have radiator caps or whatever. It's like a sealed system. So I believe this goes back into the degas bottle, but I don't know where I can route that on my setup. So we're going to have to see about what I'm going to do with that. And on top of all of that, I still got to get a tune for this thing, because it's not, I mean, it'll probably start on whatever tune is on it, but it's not going to run right. So this thing's going to make more boost. It's going to need more fuel. So another so a tune is going to cost me probably at least another $500, which is unfortunate. But at this point, I'm so over fighting this truck. I just want it to run already. I've been throwing money at it. This video has been going on for probably a month now. I keep thinking I'm going to get to finish it up and upload it, but I think I have enough video now that I need to upload this, and then the next video will be of it, the final assembly. So that's it. All new shit, new block, new head, new turbo, old timing cover.